The November 13th, 14th new moon is going to be in the brave and resilient sign of Scorpio, which is also the sign of transformation. Scorpio is a very deeply emotional sign, actually. Being a water sign, it can feel very deeply, but it can also lash out very extremely. So Scorpio definitely has this two polarities within it that is significant and strong. And this new moon is going to be leaving a lasting impression, bringing in very sudden and unexpected changes with it. So there's something in our lives that is going to be shaken up and changed with this Scorpio new moon, because it is a time where we are facing truths that we have perhaps never faced before, truths that we were afraid to really honestly look at before within ourselves, truths that we have held back from expressing to other people. So it's going to bring up this revelation energy where you're going to be revealing something either to yourself or revealing something to someone outside of you. It's also about confronting our emotional sensitivities and acknowledging our pent-up feelings. So this, because Scorpio is such an emotional sign, this is going to be about really looking at those feelings that we've been shoving down for a really, really long time. So you may be feeling that it's time to surrender to just the discomfort that comes with transformation. You might have this like urge or this nudge within you, feeling like you really, really need to change something or want to change something within you or within your life. So I think there's also this awareness that we're having at this time that all change comes with a certain level of discomfort. So it's about accepting the discomfort this time around and being willing to go through the discomfort in order to get what we want on the other side of that discomfort, which is a desire. There's always like a trade-off, right? When we want something in our lives, then there's always something that we have to surrender or make space for this new thing to come in. So to make space for that new thing to come in, there's always something that has to leave, right? And this Scorpio new moon is asking us whether we're going to choose love or whether we're going to choose fear. Because if fear is the block that is in the way, if fear is the thing that has to be surrendered so that you can have a new experience, so that you can have an experience of love, then you're going to have to go through the discomfort of releasing that fear or feeling the fear, but doing it anyway. That's what the Scorpio new moon is really pushing us towards. So it's like a time to rip off the Band-Aid. It's time to really look at that inner wound that you have been just putting a Band-Aid over for a long time. And now you're kind of forced to rip it off in a way and really look at what's under there. What's the wound, looking like? What is it doing? Is it healing? Is it getting better? Or is it just being shoved down for something to be dealt with later, right? So this offers us this really awesome opportunity for self-discovery and for personal insight and for personal growth, which obviously can be very difficult because growth always requires a level of, like I said, sacrifice. There's always something that you have to change, something that you have to give up, either within yourself or outside of yourself, in order for that change to occur. So you might actually also be feeling tension or irritability or pressure to act, or just pressure to act rashly at this time. And that is simply because of this internal contradiction or this internal battle, this duality that you're feeling right now within yourself that's surfacing, right? And that duality in the battle has to do with love and fear. So it's like choosing love or fear. It's also a confrontation within ourselves that we're experiencing at this time. So it's like our fears are being confronted at this time. We're having to face them and look at them head on. It's time to face the truth. So this is transformative energy. It's an invitation for change, right? It's an invitation to set boundaries, and purge people or things or situations from our lives that are no longer serving us. And we've had awareness for quite some time that it's not serving us to be in a particular way or to think a particular way, especially when it comes to fear, right? Any fearful thinking or worrying, excessive worrying about things that we actually can't control. That's another awareness that may come up at this time. And it's like, just release that. Stop wasting your energy on excessive worry over things you can't control. So where do you need to set some boundaries? That might be a question that might be coming up for you at this time. And who or what do you need to let go to be really able to make a big step forward? Now, Uranus, the planet of disruption, rebellion, and breakthroughs, is also activating this new moon. And it's activating Mars, actually, which is also in the sign of Scorpio at this time. And this is bringing in like sudden separations, sudden events, outbursts, shakeups, breakups, breakdowns. So a lot of different energies like that are swirling around at this time. I made a video the other day and I had mentioned someone in there, a client that I'd recently worked with, who's actually moving through this exact experience at this time. He came to a realization, a truth within himself, that he wasn't happy in the relationship that he had been in and that he needed to change that and he needed to do something about it. And so I'm guessing right about now, they're probably moving through some pretty deep feelings and going through a big inner transformation. So many of us are actually feeling it at this time on different levels, right? Connecting to different things within ourselves. So, and this shakeup and the breakups and people disconnecting and losing touch with each other, all this stuff is going to continue to happen until we are fully guided back to our authenticity. So people that are not meant to be in our lives anymore, people that we don't want to have in our lives anymore, are at this time are going to be easier to fall away. Those, like, it'll be more naturally falling away, those types of relationships, or you're going to be more feeling more natural about having that conversation, having that honest conversation to say that, you know, you want out. Or people that are at this time ready to actually come together, then those people will also be having truth and revelations happening. So for them, it's going to be an understanding that, you know, hey, it's time for us to have this talk. Like, we've both been maybe suppressing something. Or at least one individual of the two will identify for sure. I think both will, but one will have to take the action, right? And so one person, and that may be you, or it may not, maybe the other party, but regardless, there is a level of action that needs to be taken at this time when it comes to people coming together. So it's like, can we address the elephant in the room? It's that kind of energy. Now, there's also, because Mars is in this mix, there's also this energy of a little bit of like accident proneness. So just be careful out on the roads more than usual. Pay more attention. Definitely be more patient. You know, allow people to cut you off at this time. Let people, you know, rush and whatever, but just slow down. It's like really, really important to slow down this week. Don't be in a rush to go anywhere or to do anything. Make sure that you're just slow, you know, and pacing yourself, because Mars is bringing in a little bit of a chaotic energy. And so people could most definitely be less aware, less paying attention, right, when they're out driving. You also may find yourself a bit more, how shall I say this, spicy, feeling a little bit more turned on than usual. You might be feeling a little bit more hyped up sexually than usual. And that's okay. This is definitely Mars being in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio being a very sexual sign, it is definitely stirring up that energy. And so I think many people at this time could be feeling that a little bit more. It's perfectly okay. I would definitely encourage anyone that is feeling any type of urges, if you have a partner or a coupled, then to take care of that. And allow that energy to flow, right? Because that has to do with the sacral chakra. So it's like highly being activated at this time. So it's like, just we'll let it flow, if you catch my drift. So, and that letting the energy flow will also help you to amp up your creativity. It's going to help you to become more connected to your creativity. And if you're working on any big projects at this time, then that would be a great reason to get right in there and do the deed. So help get the energy moving, you know what I mean? Now Scorpio is reminding us, with this energy that creativity is truly connected to how healthy our sex life is, because it has to do, creativity is housed in the sacral chakra, and so is our sexuality. The two are very intimately connected. And so when there's a lack of flow in that area, then that means that there is, a lack of flow of passion, right? And passion truly ignites creativity. So it's important to make sure that you nurture and support your sacral chakra as much as possible, particularly at this time. And especially, actually, if you're feeling like your energy is blocked or your creativity is blocked right now, then you could reach like a major pinnacle of liberation, actually, through certain activities. So take courageous action towards your new personal goals at this time. Allow yourself to just truly go with the flow. Now, you will have the dedication, the determination, and the stubbornness to actually move you through and to see a completion take place or happen. The Scorpio energy is certainly going to give you that push, that determination to see your ambitions through. Now, if you choose to work with this new moon energy, then you will be able to better reach your full potential, access untapped willpower, and address your unresolved emotions to create positive change and growth in your life at this time. So we have such a beautiful opportunity to really tap in and connect to our own personal power, to that creativity, to that raw passion within us. So it's a good time to tune into that. And it's very important right now to confront your emotional blockages. Oh, and I know that can be tough, but it needs to be done because it's going to help emerge stronger, more empowered feelings within you. So really having the willingness to look at those emotions that perhaps you've been shoving down for some time will be really, really helpful. It'll empower you in a huge way. So, and just a little side note here, just because it's something I noticed and some clients too have noticed and have been asking me about this, is there are definitely some symptoms to this new moon energy. And it's felt by a lot of people, particularly sensitive people, but some common symptoms of energy blockages, which might be highlighted at this time with this new moon, are like blockages from like unprocessed emotions, anything that you've been suppressing that's been sitting within you for quite some time, old pain, things like that may be getting triggered for you at this time. It's coming up for release. It wants to come up for release. It wants to be seen. It wants to be heard. It wants to be felt. So there's something here as I'm doing. So common symptoms of the intense energy right now, or these emotions arising within us, would be like headaches, neck, ear, and throat pain. Some digestive issues are also possible, maybe even some nausea, and that's all kind of okay. The best thing that you can do is to really nurture yourself at this time. So listen to your body, listen to your body's needs. If you're feeling really tired, then rest. Give yourself the opportunity to rest. You also might be feeling thirstier than usual because Scorpio is a water sign, so it will again awaken the water within us. And if there isn't quite enough, or the levels are not where they're supposed to be, you're going to feel it. So drinking more water, and do as much as you possibly can to bring yourself back into harmony, to bring yourself back into alignment. into a feeling of peace and harmony. So doing that with like salt soaks, put lots of Himalayan salt or Epsom salt, put baking soda, even apple cider vinegar in your bath water. Those are all going to be very helpful. You don't have to put a lot, like I would say like 3/4 of a cup of apple cider vinegar in the bath water is very helpful, very detoxifying. Baking soda too. You could easily do like a half a cup of baking soda. You can do Himalayan salt. If you're going to do like Himalayan or any other salt, then you could do like 4 or 5 cups of that easily. So get a massage, for example, go see a chiropractor, go to a naturopath, a homeopath, an osteopath, whatever it is that you feel you need at this time to support yourself, do those things. Because this really is about self-reflection. It's about tuning into ourselves, recognizing what we need, and meeting those needs for ourselves, right? And of course, if there's any symptom that is like lingering, and these headaches or whatever are lingering longer than 24 to 48 hours, definitely seek professional help, go see a doctor. But these are some symptoms, and they do linger sometimes for a few days. So use your own discernment and discretion when it comes to that and how you're feeling, okay? Now, it's also important to do some soul searching at this time. Examine areas of your life that are areas where you're feeling and where your internal dialogue is too harsh and too critical towards yourself, maybe towards your partner, perhaps towards your children, if you have any, or friends or colleagues. Just kind of take a look at where you're being too harsh. Where do you feel like you could soften your approach or soften your words? Pay attention to that right now, because Scorpio wants you to notice. And what feelings or fears are behind this? What do you think, drives that for you? And why do you react or behave in a certain way? These are questions that you can ask yourself right now. It'll be very helpful to do a little soul searching with these questions. You may get clear insight about your destructive tendencies or patterns or habits at this time as well. So you're potentially going to notice more how fear does sabotage you from taking the right steps or from doing the right thing that your intuition is telling you to do, right? And that's awesome. It's a very important thing for us to have the awareness of that. It's the only way that we can really make changes, right? So it's time to get off the hamster wheel. So ask yourself this question also. What have you put on the back burner in recent months that you should now take action on? And really tune into this. And I'm sure you are already aware. We usually are all aware of our own little things, projects, different things that we avoid, that we put on the back burner. So what is it for you? Pay attention to that. And just recognize and come to this conclusion within yourself, or just really understand that you can't put that on the back burner anymore. So whatever it is that you've been putting off, this Scorpio new moon wants you to full on look at it, and it's telling you no more. Stop putting it on the back burner, deal with this, and just get it over with. So it can no longer be postponed. So Scorpio is a master of digging up and uncovering secrets. So finding your truth, what feels right and what doesn't feel right for you, and listening to your intuition is going to be really, really important at this time. It's time to look within ourselves, to let go and to move forward. It's a really big letting go energy. Take everything that is heavy within you emotionally, any type of baggage or anything that's dark and painful, and through your own self-awareness and insight, can you alchemize that into something good, into something positive? It's like, can you alchemize the pain and turn it into something positive? Now, Venus will be here in this mix, and it's going to soften this energy up just a little bit, making it just slightly less intense. And it reminds us to also, Venus is also just kind of here reminding us like, hey, it's okay to enjoy life too. While yes, there's all this serious work that you need to do in behind the scenes, you know, it's okay to also enjoy life, and it's okay to still have fun. You know, and spread love to yourself, to others, right? It's about giving and receiving and having a mutual reception of that. Now, here's like about 5 or 6 questions that you can write down and ask yourself for this new moon. If you need some help with alchemizing any old heavy energies that you have within you, then you can ask yourself these following questions. So number 1, what do I need to let go of in my life? And this can be as simple as clutter, old clothes, old patterns, and it can be as heavy as, you know, really bad habits or negative thinking or something that's more deeper. Question number 2 is, what inner conflicts are persistent within me? So what's on repeat? What's the inner conflict that you are continuously battling within yourself? And what does that have to do with? Having awareness of that. Question number 3, how do I project my inner conflicts onto others? So once you've identified your inner conflicts, then try to pay attention to how you have projected that onto other people in the past through interacting with them. Question number 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. How does fear and panic show up for me in my life? And what does that look like? And what is it about? So what triggers fear and panic within you? And then try to kind of go back from there. Why does that certain thing trigger fear and panic? Is that something old I'm hanging on to perhaps? That's not actually allowing me to live in the present moment and to enjoy the present moment? Is that something that I can leave behind? Is that something that I just need to be willing to leave behind? It's looking at that. And where can I soften? Question 5 or 6, where can I soften those fears into a sense of love and connection? So it's really moving from that place of fear into love when it comes to really anything that you are aware of that you need to change right now. So this energy, this new moon energy, is really very much about expecting the unexpected. It's just very sort of mysterious energy. So something can shift out of nowhere right now, this week, these first couple of days. And the signs that are actually most impacted by this new moon are, of course, Scorpio, because it's in the sign of Scorpio. Aries is also highly impacted. Leo, Cancer, Aquarius, and all of these are sun, moon, or rising. So if you have Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Cancer, or Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising sign, then definitely pay a little bit more attention, tune in a little bit more to yourself, because this energy is impacting you heavier. It may most certainly bring more surprises to you than it would potentially to other signs. So there is definitely a higher potential to be impacted, more so. Now, the very last thing I wanted to quickly mention is that this new moon in Scorpio offers, of course, an opportunity for intention setting. And this is not an eclipse, so this is definitely a good time to set intentions. And a very simple, like 6-7 step process for intention setting ritual would be, number 1, cleanse and purify the space that you're going to be setting your intentions in. Obviously, you can use sage, burnt sage, rosemary, bay leaf, cedar, or whatever you like, Palo Santo. And then step 2 would be to sit quietly for 10 to 15 minutes. So just tuning into the energy. So take some time on the 13th, 14th, and even on the coming days afterwards to really tune in and listen to yourself. And step 3 is actually asking yourself this question: what intentions do I have for this lunar cycle or for the next 30 days? Think about what intention you want to set for the next 30 days. Okay, that's step 3. Step 4, for the ritual is to write down any images, any ideas, any clarity, any thoughts, really anything that comes through for you. Just jot them down in your journal. Step 5 is you can pull some cards around this. If you do have some tarot cards or some oracle cards at home, then you can definitely pull a card around this new moon energy, and you can ask actually, what can help me achieve these intentions? So as you're shuffling the cards, just ask yourself, what can help me achieve my intentions? And then whatever pops out, read the message for that card and see what it says, what it's guiding you towards. Okay, number 6, you close your ritual space with a prayer, with gratitude, whatever has you feeling complete. So I usually like to close it with a prayer and definitely gratitude. And I just express that gratitude for already having the things that I have intended to receive, and just to really express gratitude for everything that I already have. And then number 7, and this is just kind of like a side note, don't take any action on your intentions right away. Give it like a good 2 or 3 days after the new moon has passed and the moon begins to grow again and becomes visible in the sky again. That is definitely when you can take action on the intentions that you set on this day. So that is the new moon message. I hope you guys are having an okay time out there. It is definitely some intense and some volatile energy, but it is also a very cleansing, very rewarding type of energy. So some cycles are ending, some new cycles are beginning. Some of those new cycles are going to begin with the absence of certain things or certain people in your life, and that could be a very good thing for you, or it could be the opposite, where it could be the presence of someone new or something new in your life. So I wish you guys all of the best for this very powerful, very magnetic Scorpio new moon. And I hope that you guys ride out this energy with patience, with love, and with a lot of introspection. So thanks so much for watching. Hit a like and a subscribe on your way out, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.